And it's a bit weird to be doing this right now because we have a little audience here behind the cameras. And so that feels a bit odd. I'm a bit embarrassed right now.
They're all laughing hard.
Yeah, so, but anyway, this is a special one. As some of you have been watching our live streams, you know that we usually do it at the beginning of the month. Now it's obviously towards the middle of the month, but we wanted to wait to do this live stream until we release the new Raycast, which I'm guessing that most of you here already know about it. And so we're here with Thomas again, and we're going to talk a little bit about the release.
Yeah, man. Finally out.
Finally, how do you feel?
Great. It's been a bit later than we anticipated,
Yeah.
We addressed that the last time, but just happy having it out. Well, not just one release, we just literally shipped today's release, right? That went out as well.
Actually,
so that's nice.
Literally right now we shipped today's release, which is something that quite a few people had been asking for in V1. And we hadn't gotten around to implementing it because obviously we were already focused on the new Raycast.
Bit busy.
And now we have it, man. We literally just shipped it. If you open Raycast right now and do check for updates, you see it. But we're actually going to talk about this release today. We're going to share the screen in a minute and we're going to talk about it. So maybe just to let everybody know, a quick agenda for this stream is going to be that I prepared a few tweets, some feedback that we received from you guys that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be basically reacting to it. I quite enjoy reacting to tweets, to be honest.
It's good. I like it. It's like basically what we do all day long anyways.
Yeah, true, definitely. So we have a few tweets, a bunch of different types of stuff. So in a minute, we're going to share the screen. We're going to talk about it. And then I'm also going to share the screen and basically do a little demo of the new Raycast. The new Raycast, I mean the new feature in the new Raycast that we literally just shipped, because that's something brand new that has never existed in V1. So it's something that it would be nice to demo, I think. Then we have maybe one sort of surprise thing that we want to show them towards the end.
Something more in the physical world, you mean?
Yeah, in the physical world. In the physical world, that's it.
Yeah, keep that for the end. So you got to stay until the end to see that one.
Yeah. And then over there, we got Bruno behind the scenes. And if we do miss something, Bruno, make sure to let us know. All right. So, and also, obviously, I can see a little bit here in the comments. We'll be answering some questions. So as always, in the chat, feel free to ask Thomas anything you want about the new Raycast or whatever is on your mind. It's hard to answer all of the questions when we do these streams, but obviously we'll try and answer as many as we can. All right, so let's start with a surprise, says Albi, but I think we leave that for the end. So let me quickly share my screen here. And I'll just go over some tweets because I think they also help contextualize some of the things that are in the new Raycast. So bear with me here because my screen is not shared yet.
There we are.
All right, let's do this.
Nice.
Does that look good, Bruno? Yeah, sweet. All right, so the first one here that I wanted to talk about, Thomas, is how there's been a lot of comments about dictation.
Yes.
So I feel like that's been a feature that even before we released Raycast 2.0, people sort of knew that we were going to have dictation. It's not something that was a surprise. But maybe we can talk a little bit about the process of dictation because it ended up being way longer than we thought.
Yeah.
And then we can go through some of the reactions.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, dictation was like highly anticipated. I think we teased this a while ago. We had it internally for ages, right? We actually built it in the old version of Raycast first and had it completely working there.
Yeah.
But then we decided not to release it for various reasons and say, hey, this is such a nice feature. We want to make it really good in a new version. And then actually we added a lot of like gimmicks to it. Like, so we had dictation, which is now you basically press a global hotkey, you talk, and you get a transcribed text into your frontmost app. That's the basics. And then we added a lot of like goodies on top. because as we started using it, we wanted to make it feel more like us. And so we added styles. So it can basically write how you write. So it sounds more like you. And then we have like sort of this internal competition, I think, by now. Who has the most spoken text?
Oh yeah. I think Steph is winning, right?
Steph is pretty high, but I
She's
overtook.
right here, by
I
the way.
overtook.
You overtook
Yeah,
her?
I overtook.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So basically, all my Slack messages are now dictated. I absolutely love it. All my prompts are dictated for ages. So I'm
But
into
like
it.
when you're dictating at home, isn't
Yes.
sometimes your partner next to you?
Yeah, that's why I sometimes hide in the kitchen to
Oh,
like
okay.
talk.
So that's the thing, that like I dictate when I'm in my office, but the moment there are people around, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's socially awkward. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like if you would be in a shared office like here, like it would be really
It'd
weird
be
if
weird.
everybody like dictates all the time.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
But for home, it's really great.
Yeah. So anyway, like we have this from Alberto. Thank you, Alberto. Good to see you here. It's nice to see that you become a community ambassador as well recently. So that's cool.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I got a few tweets about dictation. I'm personally really glad that the reception has been so good, because it's one of those things that sometimes we anticipate it so much. Johan just walked past. We anticipate it so much, and it's hard to know like how it's going to land, especially now that you're kind of going a little bit beyond the launcher.
Yes.
I feel like recently we've been going a little bit beyond the launch. We have things that happen outside of it, and dictation is one of those universal things.
Yeah.
But I think the implementation was really good. And I personally love the dictation history command, which if you don't know, I might not show it here because then you see what I'm dictating. But basically you can go dictation history, and then you can see all the previous stuff that you dictated. So much like the clipboard history in a way.
Yeah, it's super handy actually.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not going to spend too much on every tweet, but there's a few tweets here that kind of popped up about dictation, specifically from James. A lot of people sort of discovered it by themselves, or they basically saw us talking about it. So I think we're really happy that it's being well received.
Yeah, super well received. Definitely one of the highlights from the launch. Finally having that one out. Got a lot of praise how it performs.
Yeah,
really
for
good
sure.
having this finally out. There's like a few tricks which we're going to show in future videos, how to use it, how to set it up, stuff like that. Which hotkey do you use?
I do a hyperspace. So it's basically caps. I map it to my caps lock key.
Same.
So I do hyperspace, but I recently bought these pedals.
Foot pedal, right?
The foot pedal. I implemented it. I didn't implement anything, but like
put in the cable.
It was not as easy as it was to set it up, or maybe I just over-engineered it. But basically, like, so you plug in the pedal, and when you press it, I was like, oh, I wonder what it does, right?
Yeah.
And I did it in like a text area, and it was just printing A. So I was like, oh, that's the letter A.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's interesting, just the letter A, right? It's like, oh, how do I make it map to a hyperspace?
Yeah.
So
you went on a journey.
I thought that the pedal would come with an app, like when you get a MX Master mouse, you have the Logitech options app or whatever, you can do it there. But it didn't have one.
The hell out of it. Yeah.
And so I ended up having to download Carabiner Elements.
Yes.
And then I tried to map caps lock space in it, and it wouldn't work. I spent like a good 2 or 3 hours on this, right? And then in the end, man, I used Raycast AI to help me debug it. And what he actually had to do, it cannot just map to caps lock space. He had to map to all of the keys that hyperkey actually maps to under the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Carabiner had to map to like
weird.
Shift, Control, Option, Command space.
Yeah. So you need to have the resulting keyboard shortcut.
And then he wrote the script for me. And then he actually already just pushed it to Carabiner in the right, he has a little folder where you can push the stuff to. So that was pretty cool, actually.
Shout out to Jason from OpenAI.
Yeah, Jason.
That hooked us on the foot pedals. Which,
he hooked us. Yeah. But, I think it takes a bit of time getting used to it, man. I hit it by accident, you know what I mean? Every now and then I'm like, oh. But anyway, so I got the pedals now. What do we have next? Bro, your dictation feature is out of this world. It works great in Spanglish. So I kind of wanted to highlight this one specifically because that's something that I do as well, I guess, also with Spanglish, more like Portuñol. but sometimes I'm speaking in English or even in Spanish, and I might put a word or two of Portuguese or whatever, you know. And I was quite surprised at how well that works,
Yeah.
like in different languages,
Yeah.
especially.
I have this like thing in my custom instructions. So I'm German, and so my English is like not always proper for some more exotic words.
Right.
And so in my custom instructions, I put in like, I'm not a native speaker.
Oh,
I don't know if it
wow.
helps or not, but I feel it gets a bit more accurate.
Oh,
every now and then.
interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder which words he was getting wrong all the time. Do you
Can't remember. Like most of the ones are added to my vocabulary by now, which I use more
Oh,
commonly.
yeah, that's another thing. So if you open dictation, go into the settings, then you see a bunch of stuff here, basically, like all your stats and everything. But there's a couple of really good things that people have really loved, that if you don't want to set it to your system. Sorry?
Oh, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh,
You're
I'm
only
not sharing
the window.
Raycast. Yeah, I'm only sharing the screen. I'll share
Can
my
follow
whole
along.
screen later. Yeah, thanks. I was sharing Raycast here, but nobody can see it. But basically, you can select the mic that you want dictation to use all of the time. So I think that's really good, because now I set it to my Shure mic that
Oh
I
yeah,
have
you
in my
have probably
office.
like a zillion
Because I
different
have too many
microphones.
mics in my studio, man. It was getting really weird.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I was reluctant to start using dictation. So yeah, this tweet specifically is about the fact that Raycast has always been this app that does a lot of things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious that, you know, obviously when you were building dictation, that was part of the ecosystem of Raycast, right? It's like it's one less app that people need to download.
Yeah.
So I guess
mission accomplished. This
in
was
a way.
always sort of like our thing. We felt like we sort of, where we oftentimes call it the Swiss Army knife for your Mac, right?
That's
where
right.
you can have all the different functionalities. And dictation just always felt to us we should add this to Raycast. We just were so busy building the new Raycast that it took us a bit longer to actually get it out. But now it's there. So let us know how it works for you. I'm curious to hear.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially in different languages. Very curious.
Definitely. Talking about different languages, not sure if it's because of my French accent or anything, but dictate from Raycast works very well.
Nice.
So that's also cool. You know, in a way, it's similar to what you were saying about French.
Yes.
About German.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I'm not French, maybe Bruno knows, but I feel like French specifically have a harder time with the transcription of things becoming a bit more accurate.
There is a really cool hack actually when you create a custom style. I think you told me this. Like you have a custom style where you dictate in English, and then it translates to Spanish.
I created that. Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so I basically, I don't know if I hacked it. It's not really a hack, but I'm sort of like using a style as the translator. You know what I mean?
It's pretty cool.
So then I can speak in English where I'm much more comfortable than when I'm speaking Spanish, but then you write in Spanish.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Yeah,
that's that one.
I like that one. All right, enough tweets praising ourselves. I know it's a bit weird. Obviously, we're super proud of the release and everything. There has been some bumpy roads that we're going to get to in a second. I thought that would be the next one, but no. Instead, we have good old Josh saying he has 0 complaints and stuff like that. So I think that's great. ADHD boy, yeah, man, I feel you. Few new things that we also included in V2, in case you don't know. You want to talk about themes and why we actually decided to do that? Because I didn't know either until last minute.
Oh, that we basically put it into the new Raycast?
Yeah.
Oh, like the free one? Oh,
the free ones, yeah.
Yeah, let me think about it. This was like, lots of this stuff came together basically in the last couple of days before the release. It's just like, you go over every feature and realize, oh my God, this one is like different or something like that. So themes popped up. And then we initially so for the ones that used the current version 1, basically themes, you have like the light and the dark standard ones, and all our built-in custom ones, as well as all the other ones that you create in the community, they were part of the paid plan. Yeah. And it kind of felt a bit weird because you basically get just like 2 themes. You can't really preview the others easily, and it just felt a bit like too limiting. And so we just say like, hey, let's make all of the ones that we have fully available on the free plan. So you have like now Midnight, which I really like. It's this sort of dark bluey like theme, which I sometimes use for screenshots because it has like a nice pop to it. And a few others, so you can try them out. And then if you want to create fully custom ones or get some from Ray.so, then that basically is part of the Pro subscription, which we kept this way. But yeah, like there's a few sort of pricing changes that we're still figuring out in the next version. So dictation, for example, completely for free to use. So have fun with that one. And a few others which we sort of like work with folks together to figure out what's the right way. But yeah, themes felt like just is a really nice one to get this out. I really like the Midnight one, which has this nice pop with the liquid glass, which and this one, the themes got a bit different in version 2 as well. They got like a whole lot more colorful in a way. We integrated this much nicer into the UI, so it really blends nicely.
That's true.
Which I really enjoy. So yeah, Benoit had a whole lot of fun with that one.
And the theme studio as well. So if you're a Pro subscriber, you can also obviously go here and create your own theme and stuff. I think we had, Wes had created one.
Oh, Cobalt is Wes one, right?
There you go,
yeah, that's the Weth box.
Yeah, when I did the What's in My Raycast with him, he was using that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think he has everything in it. Which
we
is
also have
cool.
like Dracula from Xeno.
It's kind of cool having those themes in all your different apps, like in code editor, terminals, and making it all one system. I kind of like that.
It's cool.
Yeah. We have like a Raycast theme in the Codex app as well. Like, Dominic from OpenAI added that.
Dominic did it.
It's really cool. So
it's a nice return, right? Because we have Ray.so, I guess most people of you know, and we have an OpenAI theme here.
True. Yes.
Right. So now they have it there as well. It's nice to be nice, right? So
that's what we're here for.
Next one. All right, let's talk a bit about some things that are not yet in the new Raycast. We tried to communicate this as well as we could. I think it's natural that people get kind of excited when they see there's a new Raycast and sort of assume that everything's going to be there. But it was either we ship the thing or we keep working towards 100% feature parity, which would have taken us a few more weeks.
Yeah.
And, I don't think we had a lot of time left. So
clock was ticking.
So that's one of the things that's not there, which is basically color. You can convert from like hex to RGB, RGBA, or whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's coming though.
It's coming. Yeah. I try to remember. I remember I hacked that one, and then Benoit wasn't happy with how it worked. And then I wasn't allowed to push it, which I'm totally fine with. So we just like need to find some time to get it back. It's one of those things which are really nice because it gives you this nice preview of the color. Sometimes you have color codes and it's like don't know what they look like, and you can convert them. That's I think what he mentions converter as well, right?
Specifically about that.
Yeah, which is really cool.
On one hand, if you do this, you would sort of show the color card. That was nice, right? This is the old one. Let's see.
Yeah.
So then from here, then you could sort of copy as, and then you can convert.
Exactly.
So we're gonna implement this. Just
this will come. It just wasn't there yet.
Yeah. On that note, there's a few more things. While we're talking about things that are not yet there, maybe let's cover a few more.
Let's cover a few more. CloudSync isn't there yet. That's one we're working very hard on. So that's like a new build, which we probably will talk about as well. This should come. Makes it a bit bumpy when you rely really a lot on your phone. So notes and AI chat are not synced yet and all the stuff. That will come within the next couple of weeks, hopefully. No promises, just like rough guidelines. We just want to make sure, because this one is also like a paid feature, and we want to make sure this is rock solid, no data loss, all of this jazz. Focus isn't there yet, which got plenty of call-outs, which is cool. I love that feature.
We actually added a really nice...
when you do the focus.
Did we do like, if you go start focus session? Oh, no, I have it, because of course, sorry, maybe.
But it's good. It's a good sneak. So you see it's in the making. This will come out also hopefully soon. It's just one of those things where we say, let's not stretch ourselves too thin. Let's pause it, release first, and then bring it back. We're all aware of like the big features that we're missing. There are also like here and there smaller things that are missing that are sometimes, honestly speaking, harder for us to like know, because Raycast is this massive app, and we all probably, none of us use 100% of the app, none, right? And so many things we rely on daily, they're there. And then every now and then there is maybe an action missing or setting or like a behavior slightly different. which when you rebuild an app, that's naturally what happens, which we were well aware of.
And also it gave us an opportunity to review things. Like there are some things that we're also like, should we even bring this over? You know?
Yeah, true. And I'll purposefully like tweak a bit to make it better.
Sure.
Because one thing that we had with V1 at some point, we like had all these things, and we built this like 5 years or whatever, right? So there's like a lot of like legacy there, and it makes things sometimes harder to change or like to improve. Clipboard history itself, like there's so many details in there which we would cover.
So I actually wanted to get Benoit to be part of this stream to basically do a deep dive demo of the new clipboard history, because it may look the same, but there's so many new things there. But in the end, like we just don't have enough time. No. And we're here in London with the whole team. Everybody's like in a different room, like co-working and stuff. So we'll do that another time. Maybe we'll make a video with him.
And there are a few like other little things that we list in the manual that are coming soon. So But if you miss anything,
the new manual is new, by the way. Shout out Jack, absolutely killed it. So if you go manual.raycast.com, it's completely new, rewritten. It's way better than the previous one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You can search here for everything you want. It goes into quite a lot of details about every command, which platform it works on, etc. So it's literally a gold mine if you want to really go deeper into Raycast.
Yep. And he has a few more things. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a bunch of like new improvements coming.
Oh, nice.
Which like makes it even easier.
Jack, mate. Our next one, what do we have? Wes, talking about Wes.
Cobalt.
It's almost as if I planned it. Let's talk about this, which I guess has been one of the most talked about things about Raycast 2.0. What Wes was saying is that he was kind of shocked to see that it was built with web technologies, but he's saying that as a praise, in a way. I think a lot of people, if they know about it, which I think most people do because we told them, they would be pretty shocked to find out that you can make something with web look so native and feel so native. Like he even said here, I didn't think for a second it was web, but obviously this has been a big topic in the last, definitely talk of the town.
Like I think it's a cool take. So I mean, we also have a few other takes that we're gonna go over in a sec. But one thing which we did, we put out this technical blog post, right? Like one was the announcement, which was about here it is, new Raycast, listing what's new, what we changed. But the biggest changes were basically under the hood, right? So there was this like debate, and I think like, I kid you not, within the last 4 weeks, we were like flip-flopping from, okay, should we tell the whole underlying thing or should we not? And then we flip-flopped around that. I'm very happy that we like said, hey, let's go out, because it's always who we are, right? Like who we have been. And that was probably the biggest challenge for us, being like so quiet for the last year, basically, right? And especially for you guys to have to keep things moving and going. And we know we have this massive thing that we work on the side. And then I'm just like super happy having that one out where we can be open about the stuff. And so similarly, we wanted to also tell a story behind it, our point of view, what we did, why we did it, and then also like how we pulled it off technically. And there's a lot more technical details that we might in the future drop. The blog post like was well perceived. The traffic was crazy on it.
It was crazy, but you guys did a really good job, like breaking it down, explaining the pros and cons.
Thanks.
We did go back and forth a few times. I think, whenever we do a release, whether it's a feature or whether it's like a new product like Glaze, we think about how we can package this thing in a way that is nice and people can take it in the way that we intended. But obviously with something like that, it's already such a controversial topic that it's a little bit tricky. So we obviously anticipated that there would be some backlash, there would be some people not happy with it. But I think deep down, the way that we've always been as a company and our communication style is that we're quite transparent. We reply to everyone that messages us on Reddit. If people have criticism, and trust me, there's a lot on Reddit, we address it. there's nothing to hide. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to literally build the best product that we all use every day in this company, and we have high standards ourselves. So as a result of that, I think that all you can expect is a great product regardless of the stack.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is like the thing that I mean, even now when we're here in person, when I walk through the co-working space, people like go in so much detail, and I think we have some of those that we kind of released with this version already. And it's just been like very fascinating to see like this thing coming together, especially in the last couple of weeks, like how much we pushed, I think, forward. And yeah, I think like it's an app that really feels great on your operating system, which was the goal. And I think that has always been the goal from the get-go. And so we're very happy like just having this out now and pushing forward. Basically.
Yeah, now it's like the rest is history, right? Like now we're at a place that we can get back on our normal schedule and our normal YouTube video schedule. We can start talking about the new Raycast again. If you have been following us for a while, you know that we were doing like 2-3 videos a month, always talking about tips, listicle videos of 20 things you can do with Raycast, or how designers can use Raycast or whatever. And we obviously had to stop that because we didn't want to keep talking about a product that was just going to become replaced by something else. But now Bruno and I are happy that we can get back on this schedule. In fact, we already recorded 5 videos. So let's see, he's going to do a little thumbs up here. There you go. Yeah, yes. Well done, well done. We already recorded 5 videos that we're going to be releasing soon. So nice. I'm pumped, man. I can't wait. Then the next one from Timothy, the Raycast discourse is wild to me. I understand what you mean. And if you wouldn't have even realized it was a web app now that I do, I'm just more impressed. So basically, like you wouldn't really notice it. And if you do, and if you obviously read the article, we're telling people that it is. I kind of, maybe I'm biased, man, but like if I didn't work at Raycast, and I'm a software engineer like I've been for many years, and I see something like that, I would be like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's hard enough making web look good on a web. Like you go on plenty of websites, things don't look that sharp, they don't look that good, let alone making it feel as native with a bar that was so high. There was the previous Raycast. So, it kind of just blows my mind a bit that I feel like it's the nature of X that people have to have a contrarian opinion. They have to pick on something else. But it's like, I share that. I like that. I feel like people should be more like Tim. Maybe I am biased because I'm proud of everything the team has done. But
I mean, same.
Exactly. Yeah. And what else can we say? On that note, before I get too carried away, this is the last time I'm going to talk about this. From Dominic, doesn't bother me that it's based on web tech. Same, as long as it works well, doesn't bother me. However, I find it funny that Pedro and others are getting defensive about it. So maybe it's funny. Maybe it's funny from the outside. I think that I picked this tweet on purpose because I also want to have a time so I can explain invoice. And a lot of you people have met me in real life. We've done so many events by now. So you also maybe know how when I'm writing on Twitter, maybe you're able to interpret it properly. But obviously, some tweets get thousands of reach, so it's hard. Sometimes the tone gets misinterpreted and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But basically, I think I got a bit defensive, but it's more about the fact that some of the criticisms that we were receiving, they didn't come from a very genuine point of view. They came either from a point of view of like, I'm just going to be part of this echo chamber and believe what everybody else says about the stack, or I'm going to be a contrarian because I like rage baiting on Twitter, or I'm going to pick up things that, argue the case that this is obviously web and not native, the things being things that actually have nothing to do with native versus web. And so even if you open the V1 of Raycast, which is native, and you open settings, we use custom controls in there. They're kind of terrible, man. The checkbox is super tiny. It's like 8 pixels by 8 pixels. You can barely click on it, And that's all native. So I think the beef that I had was that whenever there was genuine comment, like there was some people complaining about the font rendering. It's true, the font rendering was not as good. We had
Yeah.
some issues with the font rendering, especially if you're on a non-retina display. The font rendering was pretty bad. We were complaining about it internally as well. Like we kind of didn't really test on non-retina. We're all here working with retina displays. It's one of those things. But if you check the new update, we have a whole new font rendering mechanism that Benoit worked on, and it's amazing. Like you can't tell if it's stack, if it's a native of web. It just looks great. Yeah, and obviously it's going to look better if you're on a Retina display. So I also want to apologize if you do think that I came across a bit too negative or a little bit too defensive. I feel like sometimes it's important for us to not let everybody else drive the narrative, because especially kind of negative stuff and toxic stuff, they can spread so quickly. And I feel like all we do at Raycast is we build the product and we talk about it. We don't really have a marketing strategy where we are rage baiting or even doing clickbaity stuff. We're basically just showing you what you can use Raycast for. And I really, really want to just get back on that mindset and not be arguing with people on Twitter. So that will be the last of it. And now we can move on. All right, so let's talk about Raycast 2.0 is the kind of product release that reminds you what good software feels like.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here to do, right? Like we doing this in 6 years. It's this weird thing because for us, like code is always a means to an end. Writing software might got a whole lot easier in the last couple of years with all the agents and stuff like that. What remains hard is building a good product. So this one kind of hits home because that's what we want to achieve. Like we want to build a good software, and yeah, if you see the team, they're like just proud of putting it out into the world. And I mean, it's the first version of a beta.
Yeah.
Like name me any beta that's that polished
There
already.
isn't, not even Apple's
No.
production apps.
And not everything is perfect. In software, never something is perfect. But I think that's what we did the last 5 years. We listen, we build, we iterate. And so that's why we also straight away wanted to release something today and then following up week after week. And I think in no means time we have the missing features and all of this kind of stuff, and continuing here, building good software.
Definitely. Well said. Raycast 2.0 looks better. I love to hear that. I really like this background. I actually think it works really well with this
It's a nice one.
this background. And yeah, I think it looks better too. And the whole point is that, another criticism is that you need to be on Tahoe. Raycast 2.0 was designed for Tahoe. It was designed for Apple's latest operating system. You have a problem with Tahoe? So do I. I'm not a huge fan, but the whole thing about Tahoe, about Raycast, is that it blends in, right? It will blend in on Sequoia, you'll blend in on Tahoe, and whatever is next.
Yeah.
So
I think this was also one thing, when we started working, Tahoe didn't exist yet, right?
Yeah,
and then it came out, and then we optimized the design and everything for it straight away. We brought some of those things to V1, which we internally named Classic. And the new one is just so much better in that regard. It just fits even more in. We keep an eye on our sort of usage stats with Sequoia. But also this year, the new version comes out. So it's macOS 27, right? So in a couple of months, we're going to have that one. So we kind of need to see which operating systems we're going to support in the long run. Usually, in the previous versions that we always had, we said we're supporting the last 2 major operating systems. Because also it becomes harder and harder. Apple makes it really hard to test previous operating systems, so sometimes stuff breaks. So we got to see.
okay.
But yeah, let us know. I really like the design. The team did a really nice job there because it's really hard. We went through a lot. I remember the fading at the top. We were initially I don't know if it works, and then okay, let's try it out. And with everything, the version you see now is maybe 100 iterations. The care that goes into it, I think, is the one that fascinates me the most. And there are lots of little design details, which I'm sure you're going to pick up while you use it, and hopefully it brings a bit of delight.
Oh, yeah. And the last thing, this is the last tweet, by the way. How long have we been going? 34 minutes, a bit longer than I thought, to be honest.
enough.
Is that the new Raycast also, the whole AI side of things has been completely redesigned and rethought. And when we first built AI chat, there was no such thing as skills. There was no such thing as a lot of things now.
Model said like what 8K context window
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like that. It was hilarious, crazy.
So if you are AI pilled and you use AI a lot, you use different providers and you have your open close setup or whatever, especially if you're using Claude and Codex, then you can put all of your skills here and AI chats can automatically basically discover them in these folders. So that's a really nice new feature as well. And while we're talking about new features, I think the new release is out. We just did a release maybe 35 minutes ago. And so to show you how that works, it's this new feature called Quick Fix.
Yes.
I'll do a quick demo and then maybe you can talk about it because it's a feature that you built, right?
Yeah, it was one of those weekend things that pop up in your head sometimes and you just gotta get it out of your head. But yeah, demo first and then I can.
So Quick Fix is basically an AI command that runs in the background. I'm going to show you right now. Before you can use it, you basically need to activate it once and then you go through the onboarding. So I've done it already, so I'm not going to do it again. But basically, let's say that you have some text and you're just writing like your favorite productivity app just got much better, right? And obviously like you make a mistake. So then you can select your text. And in my case, which is the default hotkey, I can press shift twice. And that's the right shift, not the left one. So I press shift twice and it already fixes the text in line. It doesn't have to open Raycast, wait for the response, and then you have to press enter. So that's really cool, man. I didn't even know we were working on this until like 3 hours ago. I'm really surprised. I love it.
That's the way to go, man. But yeah, like this came out of like my need. So if I'm not dictating, I like usually need to do is fix spelling.
Right.
And I was like selecting text, command space, fix spelling, pasting. It's kind of annoying. And I was like, can I not just like do this in one go? And that was what Quick Fix popped up. That's kind of cool. There's also one thing that basically you can select text, or if you just have the cursor somewhere, it takes the whole text of the text area.
So it just selects it all.
Because I came into it. And then the other thing, which like literally a day before, like on Monday or whatever, like we were like, okay, let's release it, Quick Fix, because we used it internally and it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really want to have a default hotkey, right? Because I feel like we always hear like discoverability is hard, and then people don't set up a hotkey, and then they don't experience the best experience, basically. But having just a random default hotkey is really disruptive because one, people might already use this hotkey for something else. Two, like if you're not knowing the command, it pops out of nowhere, and you might be a bit surprised. And then Peter actually gave me this tip of like, hey, I'm using the right shift key as a double tap. And that's a new thing in V2, basically, that we can differentiate the left and the right shift key.
For command and everything as well, right?
Because the right shift key, I'm not sure about yourself, but I basically never use. Right. Like I'm always the left key in a way. And so, okay, let's do that. And then I made it so, okay, let's add a little onboarding guide because we need some permissions. And then I also added essentially the suggestion to use the double right one. So if you just continue, you get that one. And then you're good to go, but you can also customize.
You can customize it, of course. Yeah.
And there was like, if you have, for whatever reason, already a hotkey for that command, it doesn't ask you again. So those are the kind of like little things when we have sometimes features lying around. It's like we're using it. There is always like the extra thing you need to prepare for release.
Definitely.
I think we need to get a bit better at this, to be honest. Like I chatted with some folks, like those little onboardings in the app are actually quite nice to teach people to use the
a lot of people have said that, like to show little tips and stuff. It's a tricky one, man. I personally, it bothers me when
it's slippery
apps do
slope,
that,
especially with something like Raycast, which doesn't want to be on the screen.
Yeah.
And like we have this onboarding guide which lives in Raycast, which I think we're gonna revamp properly in the new Raycast as well. Make something better. I mean, you guys think a lot about that regard. So curious to see what you're popping up.
We actually have a question.
Let's go for
questions. We're going to do some questions now. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to add them in the chat. We've got Steph and Bruno picking the questions here. Pick the nice ones. And so here we've got, I want to make custom quick AI commands now to work seamlessly like this. So I think it's more like AI commands that basically also run in the
So
background.
the funny thing is, like, I added this quick fixing, and then that inspired Pear, which you might know from extension reviews,
Legends.
He added that, basically he prototyped it to add it to AI commands. So you can have to any of them.
You just like an option that you go
just like
running line
a
or
nice
whatever.
little switch which you can move around nowadays.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
like,
a new thing.
At the end, and you can do this. So this is coming. Maybe a little backstory where, like, okay, when we release this, do we need quick fix, or should this be part of like something else? And then we said, let's make it easy. We'll release quick fix, and then we're gonna add the setting in another release, because like there were too many things going on. Just to give like a bit of a backstory how we sometimes make.
And that's nice. That's the way we normally do it, right? We release a little bit, we get an idea of how people are using it, and then we can make it better. But I really like that idea to make, because like I use my fix and spelling command all the time.
Oh yeah, you have a custom one, right? Which has like more your
tone of voice. I basically duplicated the built-in one, and I added some custom instructions.
Yeah, that's good.
And I kind of want the same instructions for the quick fix. You know what I mean? So we need to figure out how we can either.
There we come.
Maybe it's more a matter of like setting my quick fix, my fix spelling one to run as a quick fix, to run in line.
Yeah, that could be a way as well.
Or there's a way to like just add custom instructions to the quick fix. We need to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Let me go from the top.
What do we got?
Okay, let's go this one. Seattle Sandro. I'm hoping we get a timeline for cloud sync functionality.
Yeah, I mean, our cloud sync engineer literally landed before we came here for the live stream, so hopefully we get at it. Yeah. I mean, this is like probably the number one feature that most of us in the team miss at the moment. We like have something internally. I think it's like one of those things which we absolutely want to make sure it works really well, because we don't want to lose your data. We want to make sure also the migration with synchronization works really well, and it goes also both ways and stuff like that. So I know it's tricky. I know you want to have it, but we get to this very, very soon.
So basically, there's no timeline, but we're going to try and do it as quickly as we can. Next one. I'm going in order, by the way. Favorite city you guys did a glaze session in?
Oh, I know.
That's tricky.
I know, like,
I know too, man. But what if it's the same one?
I know which one you like.
Stay at the same time.
Okay, wait, you have to come here as well. Because you've been in
we say it all at the same time.
At the same time, 1, 2, 3.
New York.
Yes.
New York.
Yeah.
New York, right?
Yeah.
New York was cool. Like if you guys were in the New York one.
Why New York? Steph, why New York?
I thought the venue was perfect for the vibe, and everybody was just. I mean, the pizza was good.
New York pizza.
New York pizza. The venue was good, and the projects were really cool.
Yeah, well, it's just a perfect combo. Also, maybe after we did 3 events before, we were just in the groove, but it was really cool. Crazy. Very, very nice.
Met so many people. It was great. But New York. Why was it for you?
Combo. It's just everything clicked. Like the venue was amazing. People. It was the right amount of people. Like it was a bit too much, but not as many so it feels crowded.
Yeah.
But like some people had to sit on the floor, but didn't bother anybody, right? So, but it gives vibes. Like if you have a room that is half empty, it just feel like meh. But this one like was the right thing. Let us know which city we should come next.
Yeah, actually, let us know which city we should come next. That's not too far from Barcelona. Hey Thomas, what would you say was the biggest technical challenge to roll out V2?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's a good question. Let me think for a sec. So technically, so there are a few things. Let me riff on it a bit. I'm spitballing, but hopefully that makes sense. So it's maybe not a technical challenge, but a challenge to meet our standards, especially Peter's standards.
Yeah, he has high standards.
So we have this internal joke is like no flickerings, right? So this kind of stuff is really core. Then the stability, like Raycast as a app, always needs to work. It can never crash. It can never hang. Like it always needs to be there, because if you press Command Space, you kind of like want to have it there, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like just getting all of those things in order like are quite challenging. And then also when you build, we kind of built Raycast a second time, right? So we knew a lot from the previous version that we can carry over, but it was a new tech stack. And then if you go to a new tech stack, you need to go through some iterations. And we did like early on a few decisions that then turned out to be not that great, and we like shifted them away. And then we also realized like some of those things we just like need to optimize for our use case. They were not just built for our use case, and we had to write a specific code for that. And there are still like a few things that we want to improve in the underlying tech, but like all in all, like getting basically this nice tech stack working was like I think the big challenge. But now it's like there, and you can just see the sheer productivity. It's insane. Like it's pretty crazy to see it now. How quickly we can iterate, how much fun it is. Like this, I mean, I'm going on a tangent.
Go for it, man. The stage is yours.
I think the coolest thing that I've seen is like now it enables our designers to contribute. Like lots of features inside of Raycast are now either prototyped by designers straight away without going into Figma. Just like we have so many things that we need to feel, and like for example, never redesigned Quick AI because we were never confident it's a better design.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Roy just went ahead and like prototyped 3 different versions.
Yeah.
And then we like pushed it in at one point. And there were also some learning curves, which I'm sure we can like share at some point. But this I think it's like a really nice way. Like everybody can contribute now, which I love.
No, for sure. Then I wish like people could see the Slack in the last 6 months or something. Like
it's wild.
Like it was constant, like, this is not fast enough, this is not good enough, like especially like some commands, they may look very simple on the surface, but they're actually the ones that were really tricky to get right, like emoji picker. You're loading like hundreds, maybe thousands of emojis and symbols in a view. And when people are used to the emoji picker, the moment that you open it, you're already typing what you're looking for. And if that thing skips like 2 frames, then you already missed the character. And so there are little things like this. It's still not quite there. There's still a bit more. I think Adil has improved it even more. So I think a lot to do with this, like the response, the feedback of the product.
And just also the amount of like, some people went into like specifics, like font loading. Can we make that faster? Like, is it faster to render an emoji as an image or as text? Like, I mean, that's above my understanding of all of this kind of stuff. Definitely. But it's pretty fun. Like, I also like, I think because this tech post kind of went so well, I would love for us to like do this more. Just like sharing some of those things. Like, there's just like so many interesting details. I feel like the industry generally lost that a bit. I'm not sure why. Maybe nobody want to feed LLMs anymore.
These blog posts are not easy to write, to be honest.
It took a lot of time.
And a lot of what makes these things interesting is not that you prompt something and an agent is going to go and implement it. Is the creative part of getting to a solution. Is the process that you go yourself trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. And this is not fast enough. How can we figure out how to make it better? And of course, we use agents to help us figure stuff out too. But I think a lot of it is much more on a human side than a transactional thing like, hey, agent, can you just write a blog post about the challenges you had? Like that doesn't feel the same. And I think people can smell it. What's next? Can we change that icon in the search? I would like to change that icon to something more personal. So I think so basically with the redesign, the Raycast icon has moved to the top left. Before it used to be in the bottom left, right? In this little sort of sticky bottom bar.
Well, at some point it was even like, didn't we have
in the top right?
No, top left outside, I think. Man, I lost count of where we played.
We have moved it around, but the last place it was
bottom left.
It was in the bottom left, exactly. So now it's at the top left, which is where the search input is. And like there's a reason also for it. It's not just there for the sake of it being there, but also it's there because it works as a sort of like placeholder for the cursor. So before the cursor would, maybe I share my screen. Shall I share my screen and quickly show this? Show.
Let's see.
Can you see?
There you
Okay,
go.
I still have
Yes.
it how it was before. So like, let's do a quick demo.
Yeah, it's
So-
interesting. Like there's like there. Oh man, yeah. When I see this, it's like so off. It's just there's like this interesting things which like like explain it.
Like this is the V1, right? This is
Mhm.
Raycast V1, and you can see how the cursor starts over here.
Yeah.
But whenever you go into a command, like let's do calculator history maybe, then we have to add this back arrow, right?
Yeah.
And because we have to add this back arrow, we have to push the cursor a few pixels to the right. So you have this kind of annoying repositioning of the cursor
Yeah.
that maybe you kind of don't realize because you get used to it at some point. But we were not really enjoying that too much. So at one point, when we're redesigning, I'm pretty sure whoever redesigned this was talking
Yeah.
specifically about that serving as a placeholder.
makes
Right? I'm
nicely
just
aligned.
paraphrasing our design team here, by the way. So
Should
now
approve.
in the new version, you can see
Like the
that
alignment.
the cursor is always here, right?
Yep.
It's perfectly aligned with the text, with all of the text here on the side as well. And if you go inside a command, then it stays in the same place, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's those little details. Like there was a lot of this where like a lot got basically moved around to align pretty well.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of
for
like.
sure.
I do know that Alex, for fun, played around with it. If you could make this a bit more custom, so people
Yeah.
could like almost like part of a theme or like the codex pets and this kind of stuff, add a bit more personality. We haven't done anything there yet, but let us know if you have any ideas. I'm sure there are some. But
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, feedback like this is always welcome.
Yeah.
Next, can we make other AI commands run like quick fixes? Oh yeah, so
yeah,
we
we had
kind of
that
already
one.
answered this,
Yeah.
but the answer is we're gonna look into it, and the
Yeah.
idea is that most AI commands would be able to run in the background. Right?
Yeah, it's such a nice experience. Like once you got set up on it, you just feel like all the other commands should work like
Should do
this.
it.
I think
Perfect.
improve writing and stuff like that. We will add those. And so yeah, let me know if the right shift key feels like a good default for.
Man, I like it. I never thought about using that,
Me
but it
neither.
feels right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
When will the stable version launch? So there's been loads of questions about this
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Man.
Let's not forget that when I joined Raycast was,
We were still
I think,
beta,
2.5 or 3 years old. The
Yeah.
product was out for 3 years.
true.
And it was
Yeah,
still beta, man.
Yeah.
It still had the beta label there. So let's not forget that.
To be honest, I feel like, why do we call this beta, right? Like we put this out, it's a complete new tech stack. We basically, is that like a little thing? Okay, there you
From our
go.
ambassador, mate.
To Taiwan. So yeah, we call it beta because like a completely new app. We wanted to set expectations. We just didn't want to say this is 2.0 and then some things don't work, right? And so we wanted to set expectations. We have a high bar. So we put it out there. So now it's basically for us like adding the missing features, making it stable, all these other things. So there's going to be like work on that regard. But also I feel like nowadays the software industry in such a weird state. Like what is beta, research preview, everything is like a bit somehow half-baked here and there. So I feel like the term beta is like a bit of a weird one nowadays. I feel like it wore off. But yeah, like I think it's a good state. Try it out. Let us know if there is something missing, and then we will see. But I think we got some commands from the command center to not mention any deadlines.
Yeah, and also now that we are actually out, we will be getting back on our release schedule, where there's going to be maybe every week or every 2 weeks. We don't know yet, but we're going to be releasing quite frequently. So much so that today's release, like,
That's a heck of a
let me
release.
quickly show it here. Next display is here. Right? Can you see the screen? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that was today's release. We're basically calling out quick fix as the main feature because it's new. But you can see here, just in 1 week, just everything that the team has been working on, and it's been included in this release. So it's insane, basically. All right, next question. Let me have a look.
Let's go.
Bruno is asking for us to stop, but I think it's because he needs to wee.
So I got a long one today.
Yeah. This is a long one, but good. It's good to answer questions. I feel like in the live stream we couldn't answer too many because every question was, when is the new Raycast coming out?
We now have to play some catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But are there any plans for Glaze and Raycast Pro to offer a unified subscription in the future?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Glaze pricing is still something we're figuring out as we go, which is, by the way, another product we have in beta or in closed beta right now. So there's going to be some work to do there as well. We thought about this a bit. It feels quite natural. We one company, two products. You probably don't want to pay for both separately. We kind of need to figure it out. It's just very different sort of pricing models. On Raycast itself, you use AI to some way. And in Glaze, there is you can use AI to build apps. You might be also using AI inside of your apps, so you can build intelligent apps. So yeah, nothing concrete there yet. When we go out of sort of the private beta with Glaze, we want to then have the pricing. So it's something which we need to hash out over the next couple of weeks and months.
Makes sense.
Before summer, for example.
Yes. Yeah. Can I delete V1 if V2 is working fine?
I think so. So, I mean, if V2 works fine for you, sure. I'm running V2 only. I think everybody at Raycast
I mean, I have V1 in just the internal
I have
build.
it to compare and check if something missing, sure. But we fully migrated. It should be fine. One thing which I maybe would recommend, do an export on version 1, just in case, so you have everything there, so you don't lose anything, and then you should be fine to quit it. If you want to do a safer route, you can also quit it and remove from launch at login, so the app stays there. You don't remove any data of the app, so it stays around.
That's true.
For nostalgic reasons.
You
might want to open it up
if you need it.
Yeah. But go for it. That's the state we're going to be in a few weeks anyways.
Next one. I'm currently making a browser. How easy it is to make Raycast shortcuts for an app? Haven't yet looked into it.
Oh, interesting. Raycast shortcut. So I
think he means Raycast, like a Raycast extension that talks to an app like CleanShot, for example. I think.
So like you create shortcuts for commands.
Of the app.
Of the extension. Talk to the app. That would be the solution.
Yeah. So usually, how those things work is you have a custom URL scheme. So other apps, not just Raycast, can perform functionality inside of it. So one way is if it's actions like creating a new tab for a browser, then it's maybe like browser name / new tab, and then that works. That's super easy to expose. There are other ways like Apple script and things like that, which we use, for example, to search your history and open tabs. We have the easiest way is you go into our extensions repository and you pick Safari, Chrome, Dia, which I'm using, and check out how Raycast integrates with those, because they're all somewhat similar. And then you can see what the other browsers do and build it the same way. And then also other developers can integrate it with other tools as well.
I think CleanShot and Screen Studio are very good examples of that, because they expose a lot of functionality through Raycast. That's how I basically use CleanShot now.
Yeah, I love CleanShot. It's one of my most used apps. And we work with them together. There is this nice integration where you can, when you have a screenshot, you can push it straight away to Raycast and stuff like that. So there's a bit of a collab going there.
Little partnership.
Yeah.
Will we get Raycast merch restocked soon? I really love the mug and the hoodie, but they never were available yet. So basically, yes, we have a bunch of new stuff that we need to figure out. Now that Raycast 2.0 is out, we can definitely get back on our stuff.
What's that word?
We have one here. You guys let us know if you think it's worth having it on the store. But give them a.
So we have a little sneak peek. So this has been in the making for a very long time.
Yes, that's nice.
So
the Raycast keyboard.
The Raycast key. Man.
Beautiful, right?
It's nice. I've been typing on it the last week. It's really nice.
It's good, right? It's not super loud. No.
It's like silent.
Yeah, I like
Silent
it. I like
switches.
it. It's not too loud, actually.
Yeah.
So let us know about the keyboards. Maybe we can even do a little giveaway at some point if we have some left.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see what Steph thinks. She's the community manager here.
Oh, she's gonna get bombarded with DMs now.
Yeah. I really want to rethink our merch store. It's something that we built a few years ago very quickly. I can't really look at it at the moment. So we need to figure out with Inga, who's just right there, what we need to do about it. But yeah, that's on the plan, right?
Let us know which type of merch you want. Like we usually for all our events we do something like this. Was the shirt for Tokyo?
That's the Tokyo one,
which one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then we have like so much stuff here.
We have little posters for like the Ray cafes that we do.
This one never made it in production. I still like the punt of it.
Which one is that one?
Taking shortcuts.
Oh, taking shortcuts. Yeah.
I like it. Like a fun one has a Raycast logo in the back. So yeah, we always like look. We want to do some unique stuff, some cool stuff, something you actually wear. Like that's
has to be
something that you actually wear.
Yeah.
And not just put it somewhere. So yeah.
All right. I think that's it on my list.
I think don't have anything to add. Like, I have one thing to add.
Here to say hi.
You're all coming over here now. Like, let's come a little bit closer together to camera. So there are a few more in the room. It's been quiet.
Bye, everybody.